Guys, today we're going to take some review notes that you can use on your test. So let's title it Test Review Notes, Geometry. All right, so let's start with triangles. A couple formulas you need to keep in mind are area, remember, is the base times the height divided by 2. Okay. And then the perimeter, remember, is just to add up all the sides. Okay, next shape we did was circles. Remember, the area formula for circle is pi r squared, and where r is the radius. If you don't remember that, make yourself a note. Circumference, remember you have a couple options, either 2 pi r or pi d, diameter, right? So radius, diameter. Just a quick visual, remember all the way across is diameter, and then halfway across is radius. And then remember pi, the approximation is 3.14. That's what we'll plug in for pi when we're doing these. All right, we did similar figures. Okay, remember that was when you had like a larger figure and a smaller figure, but they're proportional. So remember, you want to match up the similar sides. In a proportion. So I would take this long side and this long side and match them up. So A is to B, and then I do the short sides as C is to D. And just be consistent. Notice both of my 2 on the top are from the larger one, and the 2 on the bottom are from the smaller figure. Larger figure. Doesn't matter which one as long as you keep it consistent. Okay. Remember scale drawings. When you're given the scale, it will be model first and then actual second. Remember to work with scales, make a proportion, just like similar figures. So on one side, you would put model to actual using your scale. And then on the other side, you would use your drawing or given measurement. And you would set it up the same way. So say they gave you the model length, you would put that here and put a variable here. Or say they gave you the actual length, you would put that here and put a variable there. All right, let's keep going with these review notes. We have volume. Remember, the formula for volume is area of the base times the height. Remember that you always make the triangle the base. For prisms. So even if your prism is like on its side like this, you would still make the triangle the base, and then this would be the height. Okay, use whatever shape is on bottom. Another ink. Hold on. Another pen here. Use whatever shape is on bottom for pyramids. So pyramids can have like a angular, remember pyramids are pointy here, or they can be triangular, okay? And whatever's on bottom would be the base there for those, okay? Couple notes on surface area. Remember that you just find the area of every surface. Think nets. Remember when we took that figure and we unfolded it into flat pieces, okay? And then add them up. And just remember with surface area, be organized and double check your work, because it's just real easy to forget a side. Just go slow and just be methodical and make sure you got every single surface before you move on. Okay? Angle relationships. Couple of the biggies. Remember a right angle. These are complementary. And they add to 90 degrees. Remember a straight angle. These are called supplementary. And they add to 180. And remember angles that are opposite each other like this are vertical angles. And they are equal, or that word congruent. Okay, and then the last set are those parallel lines with transversals. We're going to put them in two categories. So congruent, equal. Remember those types were corresponding angles. Make yourself a little sketch so you have a visual, like this one and this one. Vertical angles. Remember, we just did that up here, but in this scenario, something like this. Alternate interior. Remember, those are on opposite sides, but inside the parallel lines. So these guys. And alternate exterior. So again, opposite sides, but outside the parallel lines, like that. Okay, and then our last little group of angle relationships are the ones that are supplementary. So they add to 180. And there were two relationships like that. Consecutive interior. So remember, that means same side, but inside the parallel lines. So these two guys. And consecutive exterior. Same side, but outside the two lines. All right. So remember, review notes are not meant to replace the learning. These are just like mental triggers to help you remember what you learned. So if there's something that we went over in the review notes that you are lost on, go back to that lesson and watch the video, do the practice so that you're ready for your test, okay? Let me know if you have any questions.